Before we talk about the season opener this week, talk about the experience at Davis. Forced them to overtime, held them to the limits. It wasn't a win. Faced a D1 program, and you got to be pleased by the performance by you guys.
Actually, we were really pleased by that performance. We came out, we had good energy, we executed, we did everything we were supposed to do, and then took it all the way to overtime. And then, unfortunately, down the stretch, they hit a couple of those at-home threes, and we weren't able to answer. But I'm still overall I'm really happy with how we played.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd rather have that outcome than open the season, lose by 20. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good. Well, you guys open the season this week, not only opening the season, but at home. Now, no easy opponents, some difficult opponents to start the season. So kind of talk about that. I'm sure you're glad to be home, but this is going to be a tough week, and just to start off.
Well, yeah, this is definitely going to be a tough week. Seattle, of course, everyone remembers we lost to them in Alaska, so that's going to be a big game. And then also Western following that, another huge game. And then these games always make a difference come March. So they're the only teams we play outside of our own conference, really. So it gives us a chance to get some competition, and then also for rankings and stuff like that later on. It's really a big deal. So it's important for us to play well like we did in Davis this week.
All right, so facing Seattle to start the season, like you said, end of the season with them, when you take to the court, do you clean the slate what happened last year, or do you take to the court and you still remember what happened?
Of course, it still hurts, but new year, new time to shine, I guess. But we're going to be remembering that game, definitely. It's going to be motivation to play as hard as we can. So, yeah, we haven't forgotten, but at the same time, we're not going to dwell on the past. We're new year. We're going to be focusing on playing our own game this year. So,
lost some players to graduation last year, but then recruiting, bringing in other players. Result-wise, seems like you guys are really playing well as a unit. Do you feel like, obviously, you guys will grow during the season, but to start the year, do you guys feel like where you want to be right now?
Definitely glad we're with where we are right now. We have so many differences between last year and this year, but it's still working out for us. So we've, of course, lost big players, but we have a lot of talent and skill on this team again this year. So not really worried about I'm not going to say I'm not worried about our losses, but, they're gone, and all we can do is go forward now, and we definitely are doing that. So I'm happy with the team and where we are right now.
Yes, the personnel does change, but it is pretty much the same thing, and just different, a new point guard that has come here. But does anything change, or does it still feel like, just
honestly,
like
to me, the people, of course, change, but the flow of the game and where we are learning and all that, it feels very similar to me now than it did this time last year. So I don't see there being a big drop-off this year from last year. I think we're going to be a team force to be reckoned with, basically, again, like we were last year.
Women's college basketball now, instead of the two halves going to 4 quarters, did that take any time, getting used to?
It's still actually taking some time to get used to, and then along with that came all the other rule changes as well. So like no more 1-and-1s and the fouls and all that. I don't know. The team was joking just yesterday, actually, like, the end of the first quarter, we're all looking up like, okay, time to go to the locker room for halftime. Like, wait, no, it's not halftime. We still have another quarter to play. So, like, yeah, it takes a little getting used to, but it's not throwing us off too bad at all. It's like we're just going to adjust and keep playing.